Hi everyone, welcome back. This is going to be an unboxing video of this board game Freshwater Fly from Brian Suhr. Hope I'm saying his name correctly, and it's published by Bellwether Games. This was actually quite difficult for me to get hold of at a really decent price. There's only one other copy that I've seen on eBay in the UK, and that's at £83. So it's a tricky one to get a hold of. It's not too hard to get a hold of if you're not too bothered, if money is no object and you're not too bothered about shipping it from other countries. There's a couple in the US which I've seen on eBay, and there's loads of copies of it in Germany. And I managed to get this copy from the Board Game Geek Market. It's a funny story of how I managed to find that marketplace, because I checked Vinted, I checked eBay, the two usual places I go to get board games, and nothing, zip. And I just kept Googling it, hoping to find some website or some place or another where someone would sell it. And one of the first things that comes up if you Google Freshwater Fly board game is some guy's Etsy store where he sells 3D printed components for this stuff, for this board game. So cooler, nicer components. So that's really, really cool. I'll pop a link in the description for his shop. If you've got this board game and you didn't know about that somehow, then you can check that out. The components he makes for this board game is really nice. So I just happened, out of desperation, after checking and searching for this board game for I don't know how long, I just messaged him and say, hey, would you happen to have a spare copy of this game yourself? Or could I convince you to sell it to me? Because I played this at a friend's house. I really enjoyed it, and I just can't find it anywhere. And he said, I really like the game as well, so I can't be convinced to part with my own copy. And I said, totally understandable. Just thought I'd shoot my shot and see if you happen to have a spare copy of the game, since you 3D print the stuff. Or if, it's a game that you don't play much anymore and we're thinking about selling it, just thought I'd ask. So anyway, he said, I'm not going to sell my copy because I like it that much, but here's a link for you. And he sent me to the Board Game Geek Marketplace. Now, Board Game Geek is a website where I really just go to check reviews and ratings and stuff about board games. I didn't know they had sort of like a marketplace as well where you can buy games, totally unbeknownst to me. So when I looked, there was a list of fresh copies of Freshwater Fly on that website, and sure enough, I found a copy of it in English. A lot of the copies were in German, because again, on that list there was loads of German copies coming from Germany. But this was an English version, and this came from a little website called sheepgames.be. So this is a board game store from Belgium in Europe, and the guy who owns that business, I think his name's Mika. Again, I really hope I'm saying his name correctly. He was a really nice guy, and trying to get this shipped to me was a bit of a problem. We almost thought this was going to go missing. And he sold it to me for, I think it was about, what was it, like €55 or something like that. I think it worked out to 40 something pounds. I can't remember, and I'm pretty sure the shipping to get it over from Belgium was only about €16. So it was at a very good price, very decently done. It's, as you can see, still in the plastic, so it's brand new. And if I wanted to get this copy right now from the UK on eBay, there is only one copy in the UK on eBay as of right now, May 20th, 2026, and that's for 83 quid. This game is, I think, either completely out of print or semi out of print. It did not get a huge retail circulation. The publisher here, Bellwether Games, are not a big publisher, so yeah, it didn't take off massively, but it did get quite a bit of a cult following, this game, because it's regarded as probably one of the best, nicest, actually good fishing board games that there is. So without further ado, let's get into unboxing it. I'll try to be very careful here and not to damage the box itself. So the reason we were having a bit of problem getting it over from Belgium is that the store, Sheep Games, they actually used a postal service called Post NL. That's Post Netherlands. And he'd said he'd sent thousands of packages internationally. But this one time, he decided to go with FedEx instead of Post NL. And he since found that was a big mistake, because his paperwork was all up to date for sending it internationally. He said he'd done everything correctly, done it loads of times before. For some reason, FedEx had it in their minds that this could not leave Belgium. They said, when I called them on the phone to ask what was going on myself, they said, we don't really know what's holding this up, but let me check the paperwork. Oh, it seems that they're missing some numbers or other on the paperwork, so it can't leave Belgium until we have this information. So I contacted the guy from Sheep Games, and he said, I did give them that information. I don't know what they're talking about. So it was actually Ascension Day in Belgium, one of their national holidays there, when I was in contact with him. And he was really nice. I think he might have had a day off and he was chasing all this for me, so he was really good. And sure enough, a few days later, FedEx had notified me saying that it was here in the UK and it was going to be delivered soon. So I have no idea what the holdup was, what their problem was, but I think he's going to go back to Post NL after this. So hopefully if you order from sheepgames.be and you're international, then you won't have any problems going forward, hopefully. I think this has been a bit of a wake-up call for Mika there to learn that FedEx can't really be relied upon, because they made some kind of mistake and wouldn't send any of his shipments out. So I think he's going to go back to Post NL. So here we are, Freshwater Fly. So this, again, 1 to 4 players, about 40 to 90 minutes. It's about medium weight. And I'm saying that in terms of complexity and difficulty to the game, not actual weight of the box, although it is about medium weight, actually. But yeah. So again, the contents, you've probably seen this as I've been talking. You get a double-sided board, spinning reel boards. This is a really cool mechanic. You reel in the fish. A wooden hatch tokens, a cloth bag, skill cards, tiles, dice. So yeah, you've got dice drafting in this, and you've got engine building, I guess. So let's open the box, and hopefully I can get a slightly better angle on this if I can. Apologise if you can't see everything all that well, but I'm not a professional board game reviewer or unboxer or anything like that, so you'll have to forgive me. Alright, here we go. So what have we got here? This is just a little thing from Bellwether Games. Probably just more of their games, to be honest. So I believe this was released in 2019, Freshwater Fly. And again, didn't get a huge retail circulation, so it's hard to get hold of, quite pricey as well. But people are typically unwilling to part with their copies of Freshwater Fly. Again, it's a really fun game. I loved it the first time I played it. And again, I didn't think I'd like a fishing game as much as I did love this one. So here's the rulebook. Rulebook is really nice. So it's not too heavy, I think. Yeah, when I played it at my friend's house, it seemed simple enough to play. I think it was quite easy to teach. Expansions. Dry fly mini expansion rule. I don't know if that's in here. It's in the book, so if it's in here, I'm hoping that it is. There's the solo mode. Let's see. Is this like... Ooh, what's this? Sorry, this is probably not great content. You just watching me discover things as I'm unboxing it. But that's the first time I've actually seen the rulebook, because when I played at my buddy's house, again, we just got to playing straight away. So here's the little things there, you see. Very nice, very nice. Got tokens there, I'll punch those out later. Same over here. So the guy who 3D prints the nicer components on Etsy, he does these pieces for you. These, yeah. Here's the double-sided board. I'll try and open this out as best I can for you. That's really pretty. I like that. Let's see. So I'll try and get to showing you the both sides if I can. Okay. So the idea is you put the fish cards out here on the board. Okay. And then you throw your lure, your line, into the water, choosing to draft one of these die. Okay. And if you get a hit, then you get to take the little wooden token and put it on your reel board and start reeling it in. And it's sort of like a fishing competition, essentially. But if you miss, you don't get a hit on the fish, then your lure starts to drift down the river. So you might catch something else further along. So you got different ways of getting points. You got 1 point for actually catching a fish, I think, and then 3 points for every group of green, black, and yellow fish cards that you've got. The first player to get 7 fish, or maybe it's 7 different kinds, gets an extra 2 points, and then you get a coho fish. You get 6 points, and then I forget what this part is. I can't remember that part from when I played. What's on the other side? Yeah, the rocks. So the rock side was really cool. So you obviously can't fish on the rock spaces, but yeah, you have to avoid them. But if you catch a fish adjacent to a rock, one of the orthogonally adjacent spaces, then you get like some kind of rock bonus, and yeah, get you more points, I guess. I forget. So there's the board. Very nice. Just some bags in here to put the components in. So again, I'll get to doing that in a bit. In here, got a nice drawer bag, and inside we've got these, which I think these are the rock cards, I think. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I can't remember. It was a few weeks ago now that I played, so, and I only played it once. And these are all the these are all the fish cards there. Sorry if I'm not holding it properly for the camera for you. There we go. Okay, so I may as well see that. I really appreciate that when I'm unwrapping cards and plastic. I really appreciate that pull string to get into the actual cards a bit easier. Let's go through some of these fish. Got cutthroats in yellow, green, and then you've got browns. Browns in yellow and black. Steelhead in black and yellow. Got Dolly in black and green. Brooks in green and black. Grayling. These are really pretty fish, and some of them, the colours on them are really nice. The art on them is really nice. So those are all the cards for you. Then we go, those are all the fish. Then we go to these here. So I think these are various abilities that you can use. So use one of your energies. I can't remember what that is. You spend one there to be able to flip your lure to a different colour to catch that kind of fish. And then these are like They like personal objectives, maybe, I think. I can't remember. I'd have to reread the rules again for all this stuff is. But let's see what we've got here. This is just explanation of the different symbols. So player guide looks like. Yeah. Finesse, that's what it's called. Finesse. So yeah, you got a reel. You got your cast, your die, swap any 2 fish in the river, flip the die to select. Flip the die you select to its opposite side. So it's just all the symbology there. It's just telling you what all the things mean. So let's put all that back together. And then go ahead and open this. So you can have a look at this stuff. These are the rock cards, I believe. So when you cast next to a rock, you get a rock bonus. It comes on this card. So yeah, it gives you these special abilities here. And you put these like next to your own player board to be able to do things. So yeah, very good. Excellent. So I'll put those together. And yeah, I'll just toss that away. Here's your dice. Let's have a closer look at these dice. Are they just plain, or have they got a pattern to them? Let's see if you can have a look there. Yeah, you can see there is a slight pattern to them. They're a little bit nicer than just standard yellow die. Yeah, those are nice there. Some nice die. Dice. I keep saying die when it's more than just one. Put those back in the bag so I don't lose any. Nice dice. These are the player boards. So, again, I have up to 4 players in the game. So the way this works is that here's your finesse track. Okay, you got 0 to 4. Okay, you can move the finesse marker up and down this to do the certain ability. So with 1 finesse, you can, I think, change the value of 1 die up or down. This is you can move one of these markers on the board. So the way this works is that those coloured markers go here. So if you want to catch something in that column, you have to have a 3. But you also have to have one of the coloured colours there. Okay. And a lure matching that colour. So if you've got a green fish, you've got to have a green lure. And you've got to have a green one of those in that space to be able to catch that particular fish. Okay, at least I think that's how it works. Again, I apologise if that's wrong, but maybe read the rules. Obviously, don't go off what I say. But once you successfully get that fish, you take that little marker there and you put it in this little hole there on your board. And then what you do is you then roll your die and then you move that many spaces, I believe, until it goes all the way around back to the top. And then you take this off, you get a point for it, and then you get to keep that fish card for points at the end of the game as well. Now, again, when it stops on certain parts of this track, this reel, as you're reeling the fish in, it does certain abilities. So this, again, this symbol here means something very important. I can't remember what it is. If you catch a yellow fish, it's the hardest to catch. Okay, the fish starts here. The fish card. If I get a fish here, for example. Here, let's say you caught this steelhead. And then you start here at the top. And then you roll your dice, you move it along that many spaces. Once it gets back to the top, this moves down. And then you start over. And it moves down, and then one more time, like that. But I think the fish has like resistance to it. So yeah, here you go. Is it 1 there? So 1 resistance. Okay, so I think that means whatever you roll, you minus that number off your roll, so it makes it a bit harder to catch. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the other fish cards here. Yeah. Again, I'd have to reread the rules, but you get the gist. I think that's quite enough explanation. If you can call that an explanation. But here we go. Oh, I think each board is asymmetric as well. So yes, they all have different scoring things. So let's see. So this one, here's how you can score points. 3 points per 2 markers, which I'm guessing are different colours, maybe. Plus 3 points per rainbow and brook pair, plus 3 points for each cutthroat and grayling pair, plus 4 points for every dolly and steelhead pair. So again, it is a Euro game. And again, you can look that the reels are different colours, so you can see. This one's red. This is the one I think I played with when I played this game. So are the finesse different? No, the finesse are all the same. Everyone gets the same finesse abilities. But here, 1 point per orange, 1 point per green, 1 point per yellow, and 2 points per yellow token. Plus 2 points per brown, and 4 points per 3 of these, dolly, cutthroat, brook, plus 5 points per group of 4 markers of different colours. These are not different colours, but what's that that not equal to thing there? Maybe I was right, I don't know. Next is this guy, the orange reel, or the yellow reel. 1 point for orange, brown, yellow, and 2 for blue. And then 2 points for browns, 4 points for a group of 3, and then 5 points for, again, group of 4 with all different colours. And then finally, the green player. Very similar to the other one, the first one that we looked at there. So those are the player boards. Really fun. I really like the reel mechanic. So that's like a bit of like a mini game in itself. But here's your lure. This is the thing that you actually put on the board. So you'll have, let's see, like a fish on the board. I'll just do it like this. Fish on the board like that. And so you've got to have, like, say, see, this is green. So I think you need a green marker in here to be able to catch that fish. But you also need a 2. Okay, and then you go, okay, I'm going to try and catch this fish. So you put your little wooden block here. This is supposed to represent the bobber. So that's why you're trying to catch the fish. If you're successful, then again, you take this off. You put that on your player board and you try and reel it in. But if you miss, then again, you drift down to try and maybe catch something else. So it's a really, really, really fun little cozy fishing game. It's competitive, but it's also really chill at the same time. It's just really fun. It's such a great game for a fishing game, you know, about just catching fish. It's really, really fun. The first time I played it, I knew, like, I have to get this game. My buddy said, don't bother looking for this game. He said he got it off Vinted here in the UK. That's I think you can get Vinted in other countries, but it's very popular here in the UK. You can get lots of stuff on Vinted, like clothes and whatnot. But yeah, lots of people sell clothes, video games, DVDs, anything really secondhand on Vinted that you can ship in a box, probably no bigger than a moving box. But I buy a lot of board games on Vinted, and my buddy said that's why he found this one. He said he paid £20 on Vinted for his copy. So he said he was very, very lucky. He said he's seen this board game go for as high as over £100, which would be something like $120, $130, something like that. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is right now, but yeah, a lot of money for one board game. So I was like, oh, damn, really? You gotta be joking. I love this game. So he was like, yeah, I know, it's great, it's good fun, isn't it? But good luck trying to find it for a reasonable price. And in this country, all the copies we were seeing on eBay and Google and whatnot were all out of the country, and the shipping on them was absolutely extortionate because, you know, Brexit and all that. But there we go. So that is the unboxing for Freshwater Fly. If you'd like a more in-depth explanation after I've actually read the rulebook properly, then let me know in the comment section. But there you go. Freshwater Fly by Brian Soar and published by Bellwether Games. Thank you so much for watching the video here today. If you want to check out my channel, I recently just unboxed an expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game, if you've ever played that before and interested in seeing that. It was the Heart of the Nora expansion that I unboxed. It was brand new with the Deathbringer miniature inside of it. I don't know if you can call it a miniature because it's quite big. And it was very, very fun to unbox that. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get it to the table and have a play with that as well. Same with this one, Freshwater Fly. So thanks again for watching. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like. Subscribe if you like more content for this kind of thing, unboxing and talking about board games. Check out the other videos on my channel. Yeah, thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.